Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you everyone for joining me. Thank you chat managers for your help. I appreciate it. Patricia Epperson, Lorado Shirenzi, Glorious E, Ina Mailing. I hope everyone is well. Today is Wednesday. So those of you who are doing the corporate, still in the corporate world, halfway there. Having said that, there is something I've been repeating the past few days, maybe over, I don't remember the last, I think a couple of weeks ago, that was the first time I said it. I said that, hi G-Mac, that don't be surprised if Stephen Miller gets axed from the Trump regime. And I read this morning, the headline reads, because of what, we know what he's been doing. It reads, Stephen Miller is becoming a victim of his mass deportation policy success. And one second, and it reads that his obsession is causing Trump to second guess him. That's the key thing. And I feel that analysis is correct. And do you guys remember I told you there are people behind the scene in this regime, the Trump regime, who didn't sign up for this whole dictatorship and whatever else they want to call it, fascistic regime, because that's what it is. That's what fruitcake is. It's happening. There is an article also this morning, and I believe it's in the New York Times. They did an expose on. I'm looking to see if I can. Okay, pictures. I'm looking for the name of the article. That's what I'm doing. I cut and pasted because I couldn't do. I did a screenshot. Okay, the name of the article is, the title of the article is White House has insiders convinced Trump is unfit for the job, according to a whistleblower. And I'm bringing that up because when I read it, although I mentioned, I've been calling him all kinds of names for a long time and he's not qualified. I've been saying people behind the scenes are worried, but you know what the worst thing I am feeling? The people's house is rudderless. They don't know what to do next. There is so many stupid things that fruitcake is doing. Incoming is too fast for them to handle. And on top of that, you have Miller, the Nazi guy, okay, who's creating a whole new issue with ICE, DHS, and NOM is not helping, running around telling people, I heard she's in the hospital. And no, I don't think it has to do with allergies, but we'll talk about that some other time. The people in our house, in the people's house, fear is beginning to set in. It's not only worry and the infighting, but people are afraid now of what's to come. Fruitcake doesn't know what he's doing. He just shoots, whatever comes out of his mouth is news, and that's what's going to happen. And the flip-flopping, like he did earlier this week or last week, when he said, do not go and arrest people who work in our farms, among other, in hotels and those places, and then he changed his mind because the Nazi guy knows how to manipulate him. I've told you guys that a while back. There is a lot of manipulation going on behind the scenes, but he's the best at it. And in that article, they pointed that out. The scary thing is the fear among these people and not having clear directions on how, what the principal fruitcake wants. They don't know what to do next or how to handle anything. It's not that they can't, but fruitcake has such a huge ego. I don't know how many of you heard the statement he made and on Air Force One that he didn't care about what his DNI says. He's going to do what he wants to do. And that's what he does. That's the way he operates. And it's backfiring. Not only people outside of the people's house are calling him out, but people on the inside, they don't know what to do. This is a recipe for disaster, my friends. And I don't see him attacking Iran yet. That may change because it depends on the last person who talks to him, but I don't see bomb falling on Iran yet. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed, okay? That would be a disaster. Because, first of all, I could have told him the notion that you're giving the mullah's order, these people are suicidal. They don't care. I mean, they are very proud. Yes, they have suicidal tendency, but they're not crazy. They're going to stand up. So that him demanding that they surrender is not going to help. But the reason why, the other thing I want to point out is even fruitcake, don't let the facade, come out, make statements, and he looked like this morning, he looked like, he was celebrating or something like that because he has 2 flagpoles, one on each side of the White House. It's just a show. He thinks, instead of 1 flag in the middle, I think he has 2 now. Big deal. But don't let that facade fool you. He doesn't know what to do next either. He doesn't have a plan. He doesn't understand what's going on, my friends. This guy has no idea. It's like he's in the dark and he's trying to find his way. And people around him are aware of it. And now some of them are terrified. The woman who's in DNI, you guys know who I am talking about. I can't remember her name, so I'm going to use DNI because that's what I remember. Okay. Eggshit is testifying, but you can tell. He's terrified as well. He won't cross or say anything that would make fruitcake more upset. And a whole lot of other people behind the scenes are feeling the same way. And all of them, and the reason, I got the knucklehead, hiring knuckleheads from an article. I didn't use the word knuckleheads, but remember, guys, I've been saying to you for over a year now, people like this idiot, they surround themselves with dummies and they give them a list of things to do, what they want done, in order for them to make sure to secure their presidency for life and make sure they have control of everything. And remember, I also told you that will work outside of this country in other countries. But here the incompetence will show, and that system will implode. And to whatever my prediction is, we are about to watch the implosion of the fruitcake regime. Knuckleheads, all those knuckleheads, they are first of all afraid of, even if fruitcake is wrong, they are afraid of explaining anything to him and explain to him why he's heading in the wrong direction instead of saying correcting, because that would really freak him out. All of them. The only person who can talk to him the way she feels like it is Ivanka. And it feels like to me, her and her husband are behind the scenes working. And intuitively I feel that's what's going to push a lot of people out of a job in this regime. And it's going to be either right now, Wiles knows the ship is sinking. They just don't know what to do, and they are waiting for the dummy to do something, say something. But right now, he has national problems and international problems. He doesn't have a plan, and he has no one competent around him to help him. And you know something? He knows it. Yeah. And watch him at the right time. I'm not sure when to start getting rid of them, blaming them for his failures. It's his fault. The first person, well, one person is already one leg in, one leg out, eggshell. Okay? Miller, the Nazi guy, is next. The third one is the guy who's trying to pass himself off as a doctor, but he's not a doctor, and saying vaccine don't work, and as if he's a researcher, flapping his gums. He's another one. I may have the orders wrong. Watch Fruitcake take his rage out on those guys. And I would actually, he's already, he knows he can't stay in the job because no one respects him. And right now, if he's putting all his eggs in one basket, there is a general that's working for him. That's who, he finally got a little smarter, but he has the wrong guy. I don't think I wrote his name down, but I'm sure you guys will, soon enough, you will hear about this guy. He is a pro-Israeli and Iran. That's him, according to what I read, but I'm not surprised. But he's trying to find cover. If anything goes wrong, he knows he's going to catch the blame. That's why he's delegating to that general. And you know something? I don't see anything happen, and I'm hoping that doesn't change. Because we don't want I'm not seeing us. We won't lose. But the incompetence of Ekshit in removing all the generals, all those, even now, the 4-star generals, he doesn't use them. He's for some reason, he doesn't like these people. Jealousy, ignorance, stupidity, But hopefully I'm right, but he's going to suffer he'll pay a major price if anything goes wrong. And I wouldn't be surprised, not that we will lose, but there can be major mistakes. The other thing is, like the article says, Stephen Miller, it's a matter of time because there is going to be another protest in the not too distant future. All those people who are getting, all Democrats, either killed or arrested to be released soon after, is creating a lot of negative press and everything else that you want to associate with it. And Fruitcake is not liking it. And Ivanka doesn't like it either. It's a problem for him. He's made the mistakes already. There is no recovering from here, and it's not only him. Norm is not looking too good either. And Wiles is taking notes. Not that she's powerful and she can influence Fruitcakes. But if she finds a couple of people, for example, Ivanka, together, they can make a difference. She's just waiting for the right time to pounce, just like they did to Elon. Oh, Lord. But my prediction is there are a number of people, knuckleheads in this regime that are going to go. They will unceremoniously get the boot. It's no, and look at the other reason I'm saying this. That's when you're going to see a major change once they get rid of the Nazi guy and the approach on how they go about arresting and deporting those they consider shouldn't, they think they shouldn't be in this country. That's when we're going to see a break on that. Those of you who have people who are undocumented, hang in there. It's coming. But the implosion of this regime, to me, is obvious. And it's not going to be pretty. Yes, the second guy in command after Fruitcake can't wait because he knows it's a matter of time. And it's not only him. People in Congress and people in the Senate, very few of them are still supporting Fruitcakes 100%. I mean, they're not going to step onto a microphone and say, no, we're against them. But they're beginning to realize and admitting to themselves they may have to do something soon, like impeaching him, something is going to have to happen. Because of the article that I mentioned earlier, that whistleblower who's talking. And also there is another gentleman who he wrote the book anonymously, and he explained what's going on. I forget his name right now, but you guys, if I can read it just flashed, but I couldn't read it. We will find out from more people who are going to step out anonymously and let us know what's going on behind the scenes. There is no, the way I'm seeing this, they cannot upright this ship. The hole is too big. There is one way for it to go, down, because they don't know which way to go. And the other person, as I'm saying this, who really is lost, she's never found herself in a situation like this, and we will find out. The COS, she has no idea how to straighten out this ship. Too much is going on, it's too overwhelming. Let's see what happens. Unfortunately, we're going to have the other guy, the second guy in command, but we're going to catch a break because he's not as dumb as fruitcakes. And people in the Senate and some in the House will stand up to guide him or tell him what to do. And also, my prediction is Republicans, I said it maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, Republicans will get locked out of elected office for a long time to come for a number of reasons. And, you know, I'm not sure how to, I have to put this in a way so that you see everything that's happening today, the way Fruitcake is going out, making all those threats and demanding complete surrender. The ramification of this is going to come back to bite later. Intuitively, I feel I would not be surprised. Iran is not going to stop fighting. As we heard today, or since yesterday, we've been hearing there's a less intensity in their fighting. They're going to use a different approach. And I can't say certain things in here. But people in the periphery are going to suffer some consequences if they're not careful. You know, my father used to say, "Bête qui gagne que pas jambe du feu." When you have families and people who are important to you, there are certain things you don't do. Intuitively, the way I am getting, some people in the Middle East who, I don't remember the name, there are two sects in the Muslim religion, I don't remember the name, Salafi, and then there is another one. Those who belong to the same sect as the Iranians, it feels like to me a lot of them are taking this very personal, and they are planning for later. I'm going to leave it that way because this is not, some of us don't think. And like I said, people who were president before, former president of this country, didn't do or behave. It's not their part of their personality. Behave the way Fruitcake is behaving. But the way Fruitcake is behaving is creating a whole lot of anger. It's going to take a little while to dissipate. I'll leave it that way. But this is not good. That's my prediction. I'm sorry I can't be clearer, but I'm sure you guys are adults and you're very smart. You've watched, you've been witness to history over the past, since Iran seized, when Carter, well, I'll put it this way. Since Carter was president, and they seized our airplane that had some military people and embassy people in it, we know what they've done. My concern is we may see a repeat of that. I'm predicting there are some people in the news who are talking about it. I am telling you what I'm feeling and seeing them planning. It's not good. I just thought I would put it another way so that we can better. All of you are very smart. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not feeling very good about it intuitively. Having said that, I told you guys, Fruitcake was not going to let go of Elon. I just read this morning, I don't know how, I'm sure some of you have seen it. Let me see if I know I wrote it down. Okay. Fruitcake has opened an investigation into SpaceX. Okay. They want to know. It says White House orders scrutiny of SpaceX contracts. That's a headache. Okay. Another thing that's going to come back to bite Fruitcake's regime is the treatment. We're going to see pictures, and we're going to have or hear more concrete, or have more concrete evidence of how Norm and ICE and all these people are treating innocent people that are not criminal. Even criminals in this country, we don't do those things. It's seeping out right now, little by little. But there will be more concrete evidence of what they are doing behind the scenes. That's why they don't want people, lawmakers, to visit. They are slamming the door. And their faces, I watched a video today, I believe he's from Chicago. He's of Indian descent. I can't pronounce his name. It ends with a she or chi. But anyway, he's a congressman. He went to an ICE facility. The guy won't even talk to him. He says, "We can't let you in, period." And he said a couple of more things, and then he closed the window. They didn't let him in. Intuitively, I feel it's a big mistake, but it's because behind the scenes, things are really bad. I feel they would have done better if they explained to those lawmakers what's going on. You don't have to blame it on anybody. Said, we have too many people and blah, blah, blah. Or we weren't prepared for this. So things that we are working on fixing it. Instead of slamming the door on their faces, there are going to be repercussions to those things. Watch. And let's see. There is something else I wanted to mention. And also, Democrats are going to be able to do it. They are demanding that Kristi Noem testify in front of Congress. Thank you, Phoebe Figalili. Yes. Krishnamurthy. I can never pronounce his name. It's not perhaps, you're right. Yeah, he's in Chicago, I believe. Hi, Gene Rogers. Yeah, and they wouldn't let him in. And when you do that to a lot of people, a lot of lawmakers, it's a matter of time before it's all adding up, and there are going to be some issues about it. Okay. Toppy Joe says, is something going to happen to the USS Nimitz? It's going to the Gulf now. Yes, I heard about that. I believe it was in Asia. And yes, they've been reassigned to the Middle East. Like I said earlier, I don't see us using the mother of all bombs, the Moab. Okay, that's the only weapon that can really destroy the underground facilities that Iran constructed. I don't feel we're going to attack. I would be surprised. Okay, like I said earlier, Fruitcake listened to the last person he spoke to. Okay, but there's too much fear, and they don't know how this will turn out. That's why I don't feel he's going to act. Demanding that Iran surrenders and the mullahs, and good luck with that. It's not going to happen. And something else I almost forgot to mention. All those countries, that's another thing Fruitcake has going against him. He was at the G7 meeting. All those leaders know he's not popular in this country. He doesn't have support. MAGA support is not a majority. Okay? And more people in the MAGA world are running away from him. So his support, okay, intuitively I feel like saying, hard support in MAGA world is about 20%. Beyond that, it's not happening. It's not only the G7. She knows, Putin knows, and the mullahs certainly know. That's another thing that's working against him. First of all, internationally, whether people who hate Fruitcake internationally, whether Iran, sides with them or don't like him, it doesn't matter. They know he's not popular, and nationally, they know he's very weak. He's running around running his mouth, and I'm going to use the military. And something else, my friend, I'm going to say it one more time. He is in for a major surprise. Fruitcake, that is. Sometimes when you press a button, when you have something for a while, every time you go, you depend on it, you press the button to start it and it works. And when you're completely confident, you have to use your car that when you press the button to start it, you press, nothing happens. This morning, that's what I was getting. I'm not quite sure what it is, but he's going to try to use the levers that he has been using, like the military and all those things. I don't know exactly at what level, but nothing will happen. I don't know if it's because he's going to order them to fire on people, order them to go out and they don't show. I'm not sure. But all I can tell you, there is something that's going to be shocking that are going to happen to him when he's ready to exercise his power, and there's nothing there. That's the best way I can put it intuitively. That's what I'm saying to you, this thing will crumble. That's what I was getting this morning. he's so confident, or at least trying to, convince himself. I can get the National Guard, I can get the military, I can scare a lot of people. I don't feel it's going to work. And then also, more protests is being planned. I believe there is one either July 17th or something like that, to that effect, another major protest. Yeah. I'm sure in the middle there are going to be smaller ones. All those things are having an effect. So let's watch what happens. This is not working, and he knows. I mean, he doesn't know about pressing the button and nothing happens. But he knows he's surrounded by all those people, those idiots. He surrounded himself with, and give him a list of things to do. You know, the other thing that's shocking him, he did not expect a whole bunch of challenges that he's facing. And the first time he was in the White House, the challenges were not like this because he had competent people working for him. Him and his daughter are comparing who he has working for him now, who he had working for him before, and what was going on. Yeah, he's beginning to add things up. This idiot, just like he fired a whole bunch of people. A good example is Voice of America. He didn't realize. I can't explain it to you guys. What their job was and how important it is. Till this week, there is no one to talk to the Iranian people and let them know at least our side of the story. And now they are scrambling to rehire people who speak Farsi in order for them to be able to transmit or talk to the Iranian people. That's who we have there. And it seems like his daughter is beginning to open his eyes on certain things. He doesn't get it. But his daughter can coach him. She knows him very well. Besides, the Nazi guy is the one best to manipulate him, but it's catching up with him. But the worst thing is he's beginning to open his eyes because of what's unfolding in front of him. He's panicking because of that as well. He doesn't know who to trust, who to turn to now. When his anger is like off the charts. Hang in there, guys. This thing is imploding. So let's see what happens. Let me see. Joel Tishin says the UN regime has got to go. Oh, I agree. But this way is the wrong way, according to experts and intuitively. You know something? You're right. But this regime we have is the wrong people to execute, obviously. Because Netanyahu was able to manipulate fruitcake. As I'm saying this, I'm being shown Elon. I remember, guys, I've told you a couple of times, they were using and manipulating one another. I read an article, I didn't read the whole article, I simply read the first couple of paragraphs. Elon is beginning to realize he was used. And he's not happy about it. And it seems like fruitcake is squeezing him, like I said earlier. They are investigating X's contracts. And this is the one we're hearing from. There are going to be more other things, and how he makes money. Yeah. So it's going to be fun to watch. Okay. But yes, I agree with you, Joel. They're going to go. That regime is going to go. Kenneth Billings says, Miller, what is going on? with Jake Tapper. Jake Tapper, I think his star is falling since after he lied about Biden. The book he wrote, full of lies. You know, I'm not the way I was when I was 16. The poor guy, he's 81 or 82 now. He's not the same, but he did an amazing job. And look at fruitcake. Oh, Lord. He thought he could do everything, you know, but on the force of his personality and calling people stupid, he thought they were going to obey. The backlash is crazy. Joel Tilson, yes, if something were to go wrong, Joel Tilson says Khamenei flees to Russia. Will Khamenei flee to Russia? Yeah, that's one of the places he could go to. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the place he goes to, because Putin would protect him. He helped Putin, and you know, giving him drones and all that kind of stuff. Yes, he says, Milo, who's going to manage the government while MAGA implodes? Now, what they're going to do is I've told you that I'm still unsure of how this is going to happen, okay? I gave you 3 ways that one of them is going to work against, they're going to remove him. I simply don't know which way. And also, Republicans are using him to get, you know, to what they want. A Republican president forever, or for as long as they can keep that guy in office. But it won't be Vance. And I don't think they're going to be able to realize it. But fruitcake, it's a matter of when. And believe me, he's, the past couple of weeks, I don't know if you guys realize, a lot of things are happening. He's accelerating his departure because Republicans are very anxious. Petra Maria says, I call Jake Tapper, Jake the Snake, oh my God, and he's on it. Oh, really? No kidding, that's interesting. Petra called Jake the Snake on his show, and she got a lot of like, oh my God, good for you. Raymond Di Pasquale, that's very true. It's difficult to free fools from their chains. They revere Voltaire. I don't remember that quote, but yeah, makes sense. Well, not that I'm an expert on Voltaire, because I studied French literature a long time ago. Oh my God, I don't even remember anymore. All I remember is they put me through some craziness and when I was growing up. Those things, they didn't make sense then. I was memorizing stuff. That's what we were supposed to do. Vanessa Amos says, oh, good morning, Vanessa. Do you have a great day? And you too, thank you. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's another one. Arlene Lovo says, Tucker Carlson, basically, yeah, he embarrassed Ted Cruz. He couldn't happen to a better person. Carrie G says, will Caroline Levitt be fired? I don't think so. I'm not, you know, she's just, I mean, what's not to like for Fruitcake? She's doing the right job. I don't remember Fruitcake ever firing any of his press people. You know? Am I wrong? Marinette says, Christine Num. Christine Num is in the hospital, but I don't feel it's allergies. I feel, you know, the stress, the ridicule. She's the brunt of ridicule. She's having trouble dealing with it. I feel it's other thing. You're welcome, Raymond. Oh, Masha Green, I can't, you know, Masha Green, take a wild guess who Fruitcake is. You can add the number, you can add, okay, we're going to have 45 and 47 fruitcakes, or 47 good cakes, so take a pick. Okay, everyone, thank you for joining me. Thank you, chat managers, for your help. I appreciate it. Oh, okay, Meg Ryan, yes, the Shia And Sunni, thank you. There is not a sect. But anyway, if you like the channel, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, because I'm trying to get to 50,000. I was going to say 50 million. What a dream. I mean, it's going by fast. Somebody called me the other day and they gave me somebody's name. I didn't write it down. Please, that person called me back. I'm sure you know who you are, if you're still watching at this late on the show. But yes, thank you everyone, and please subscribe. Please give me a thumbs up, that would help me a lot. And also, if you like everything from me, do like to my website is below the video, or call me or text me on my YouTube number. I will see you all tomorrow, friends. Thank you again. Till then, bye.